be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What is the deal, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. I know my GPs is up in here with me. If this is your first time at the channel, I want to welcome you here. Pull up a seat. I hope you enjoy the content. Before we get into this food, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so that you can be notified anytime a brand new video drops, when I schedule a premiere, or when I go live. Now, before we get into this food, you guys see who it is. We have a guest here on the channel. This is my lovely mother, Denise.
Hello, Auntie Niecy is here.
Auntie Niecy is back in the building. She is here to join me to eat some good food. We're actually in Hawaii right now. We're on vacation. And I wanted to make sure we got a video in. And she is going to answer questions about her perspective of me coming out the closet. All right, y'all? So, food-wise, we went to a place out here called Hanazuke. And it is a place that is really huge and popular in Tokyo, according to the guy who was our host at the restaurant. And what we got today, we picked up a bunch of tempura items. We got some tempura shrimp. We got some tempura vegetables. We got some peppers. We got some miso soup. We also have is it kakiage? Kakiage? It's kakiage, if I'm not mistaken. And that's just a combination of squid and also scallops. So we about to dig in, and we got some rice on the side as well. So you guys, look, we're in the hotel room. The lighting is not the best. Trust me, I know. So we're working with what we got, and we wanted to get this video in, okay? So work with us, bear with us, and that's it. So let's get into this food, Mom.
I'm ready.
All right.
I don't want to start with my soup.
You want to start with the soup?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to start with this. That's good.
What's that, a shrimp?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, y'all. I've been on this rice kick. I'm happy to have some rice again. I forgot to get some hot sauce, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Red sauce.
Mm-hmm. This is a shrimp.
I already bit into mine. I didn't feed your family. I am. This is my first bite here. It drip.
Y'all, it's our first meal of the day. It's like what, 4 or something? We slept in, which was nice.
I saw all that dancing last night. Danced out my shoes.
We were dancing last night, so we got home late, slept in. I woke up early actually, but then I went back to sleep. There's also some vegetables here that they gave us. It's like spinach and something else in here too. I wonder if it's spicy.
I'm not chancing any chopsticks today. I'm just gonna eat with the regular utensils.
That's cool.
I'm gonna make a mess.
These are some shishito peppers.
You like that?
It's good. There's also eggs under here too, you guys. Looks like they're kind of soft. I don't know if you're gonna like that, Mom. I don't think so. They're definitely soft.
With the egg?
Oh, you ain't gonna like that.
I'm
A lot of y'all ain't gonna like that.
I'm passing on the egg, but this here is a mushroom.
It's a mushroom?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can have the egg. Ooh, I don't think I like that.
I want that on my rice. So how you enjoying yourself in Hawaii, Mom? How's your trip going so far?
I'm having a good time.
Good.
I'm having a great time.
Me too. It feels so good to sleep in, you guys. Sleep in and kind of just go with the flow. We haven't really planned a whole lot. We just wanted to take it easy. Well, we will make sure we're going to the beach. We wanted to make sure we got a massage, and that was it. Everything else we planned on playing it by ear.
And it's been good because the food has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been disappointed in any meal that I've had.
Yep. So that's a huge plus. So it's been cool. It's been good. Just like not having an alarm set, not being obligated to do anything. I just be like laying in the bed, getting on YouTube, but not feeling obligated to like do anything. I didn't have to go to work. So it's nice to just take some time. I hope some of y'all you know, got some vacation planned. I know a lot of people lose hours at the end of the year, like if they don't take them.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully some of y'all got some vacation time coming up, or whether it's a staycation or you going somewhere, hopefully y'all got some time off work coming up during the holiday season.
You know, this year, being in Hawaii and sleeping in just makes me, you know, when I go back home to readjust my time.
Me too.
Having, you know, going to bed earlier.
I'm gonna make some adjustments. And I know I've been out here working, so some of y'all have been like, Rhonda, why are you working? I've been on social media and stuff like that, but it hit different when you ain't gotta go to work, you know, manage my day job and do YouTube stuff, so it's totally different. It feels very leisure.
No pressure.
So it doesn't feel like work. So that's been cool, but I edited a vlog while we've been out here, which was, I figured something out that made my process a lot easier. So when I get back home, I plan on being more efficient with my videos and stuff for my process, which is, I'm really looking forward to, because I end up being up so late, you guys.
You better go to bed earlier.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
You're gonna have to show me some of those techniques.
I am. Yeah, I'll show you for sure. By the time this video drops, there will already be part 1 of our Hawaii vlog out. If you haven't already seen it, please go ahead and check out Rhonda's Red Vlogs. You can either search for that, or there is a link in the description. That egg is good inside the rice. I know you ain't gonna try it, but
Here, in fact, want to take this here.
the egg too. You don't want that? Leave it there. I'll get it.
You got it, sure? Looks like you need to add it in there.
I'm good.
Wow. I don't like that runny kind of egg. That's not my thing.
I don't know. We also went live while we were out here too.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them about your first live experience, Mom.
My first live experience was really nice. A lot of encouragement and support from the GP family. I've never done my own live, but I got encouragement to get me closer to doing my own live soon. So.
And Mom is preparing for her first live because she has an online boutique. It's a plus size boutique that caters to 1X to 3X. And she's doing something special to celebrate 20K. So go ahead and tell the GP fan, Mom, what you got for her.
Okay, absolutely. I have on my website, ShirleyGirlBoutique.com. I am offering 20% off my entire website until December 31st. So at checkout, enter the word RED for your 20%.
And I'm going to have all the information below. So you can look at her stuff on IG. You can look at stuff on Facebook. Go to her website directly. And like I said, enter RED when you're checking out and get that 20%. So you can do some early holiday shopping. You got some trips planned. Or if you just want to buy yourself something nice, now's the time to do it. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate you giving the GP fam that 20% off.
Yeah, you know, one other thing Rhonda wanted to mention, that even though my brand is plus size fashion, so I have maxis and jumpsuit sizes 1X to 3X, but I also have some African inspired pieces that's one size that fit most the, you know, the dresses and skirts. So check those out as well.
Okay, that's good to know. So anybody that's outside of the 1X, 3X sizes, there is, you know, a couple options for you on the website too. What you think of the food? I like it.
It's good.
It's good, huh? I like it.
I'll go there again if we have a chance.
A chance to? Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into Mom sharing her perspective on my coming out and answering questions, so that this video is just not super long. You ready to get into that, Mom?
I'm ready.
All right. So let's go back to that night that you guys are all familiar with. If you did not hear my coming out story, please go to the playlist. There are several stories about my relationships, but also my coming out. Go ahead and check that out. Hit the playlist option and you can get caught up on that. But going back to the coming out, I was 25. I had a house party at my parents' house. And y'all already know, house full of studs. Studs was everywhere. And I kind of got cornered and had to, you know, confess to being a lesbian, y'all. So, how did you feel when I first told you, like, that, yes, I'm a lesbian?
Well, before you told me that you were, you just said it. I mean, all the girls was coming into the house, you know, a lot of girls just looking like guys, and I just didn't understand, like, where did these people come from? First of all, I never seen them. And so we had just a household of girls, and then there was girls that looked like girls that were, you know, hanging out with the studs.
The studs. You see how she said it.
So, you know, we approached you. We wanted to know what was going on, and you were a little afraid.
I was terrified.
You had one of your friends, you know, trying to encourage you to stand up to me and your dad, and you know, and really, I don't think it was just like immediately you told me that you were.
I did.
You did?
Do you not remember? You called me. I left the party.
That's what I'm saying. Right. You left the party, and I had to start calling you.
Yeah. But you didn't ask me at the party. I mean, you probably wanted to, but I kept on dodging y'all, so you couldn't ask me. You probably wanted to, though, for sure.
Well, I think in a roundabout way I was asking because you had these tennis shoes on that I thought they were rainbow tennis shoes. Do you remember those?
I remember. I included that in my story time. I remember you asking. I felt like you were kind of hinting around to it, but you didn't come out and say, "Are you a lesbian?"
Right. No, I didn't. So I wanted to have, you know, to soften the question because I really didn't know. So, okay. But when I find out, you know, I just feel some kind of way.
Some kind of way. Be specific. Tell the people.
I was pissed. Okay. I was so pissed off at Rhonda because in our family we never had any issues. Okay, no issues. It was just we were just happy-go-lucky. And Rhonda sprung this on me. It wasn't like, "Hey, Mom, I'm pregnant" or anything. It's like, "Hey, Mom, you know, now I'm a lesbian."
But why was that? Why was it such a big deal? Why was it so hard for you to handle? Like, what was the big deal about me being a lesbian? Was it a religious thing? Was it because you were worried about what everybody else was going to say?
I would probably say that I was probably more interested in what people had to say. You know, well, and I think that more people probably knew than not. If that makes any sense to you.
I think everybody knew it, including you. I think you knew as well.
Well, let me tell it. Let me tell it.
Okay.
Because when I got the inkling that you were, it was not only the way that you dressed. I mean, because I was the one that's buying the clothes for you. You know, like the
when I was
clothes.
younger.
I was buying the clothes and everything.
But that just really kind of seemed like the style at the time. So it was really kind of, I could see why you didn't think. Because it was like the style, you know. TLC was dressing in big clothes. Missy had on big clothes.
Yes,
Aaliyah.
exactly.
So I kind of flew under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, but then when I got really suspicious and stuff, then we had a conversation, and I felt that you needed counseling. So we went, we went to therapy.
That did happen when I was younger. That was like what, 18, 19? Between 18 and 20, something like that. So I was a lot younger. So she wanted to pray the gay away. I don't know, but I don't know what you call it. But we did. We went to a therapist, and she paid all this money, and I just went with the flow, you guys. But I knew that I was gonna kind of just do whatever needed to be done to just kind of smooth things over. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
But I did think that going to therapy was gonna fix, you know, your
interest in women.
Yeah.
So,
I did feel that way.
What ultimately helped you overcome me being into women? Like, what helped you?
What helped me was, I say it was your 25th. It was your 25th birthday party.
My 25th birthday.
Yeah, and I was saying that was your coming out party, and you told me it wasn't. After the party was over, I had called Granny. And
so you called your mom.
And so my mom talked me through it, and so she was just telling me that, you know, if Rhonda likes it, I should love it. And, you know, that just really wasn't really cool with me. I mean, I understood what she was saying, but I couldn't embrace that because, you know, traditionally you should be with a male and not with a female. And so
it was tradition and not religion for you?
Right. It wasn't. It had anything to do with religion at all. So, and I had conversations with your Aunt Linda.
So my dad's older sister also helped my mom a lot too. In terms of just like really you helping you understand that I was still the same person.
Yes. But at the time when I was going through that process, it wasn't. I think I just completely took you out of the equation. Just the fact that you're saying that you liked females, And, you know, I just really couldn't deal with it. I mean, I seen it. I knew people that have lesbians in their family, but not my family.
It was different when it hit home.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it wasn't supposed to happen. And so also, my great aunt, Ann, we had a conversation.
She knew?
Yeah, everybody seemed to know. I mean,
what did she say?
Just for me to embrace who you are.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because you were still, you know, you're still my daughter, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. And it took some time, y'all. Like, it was very hard. We still had to talk, and I think really what helped was, like, me being open to answer any question my mother had. Like, really being like, okay, you want to know this, you don't understand it. Because I feel like the fear was just around you not understanding really what it meant to be a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I think that was a lot of it. So I had opening up that line of communication was really helpful for us, I think.
Yeah, and I had questions pretty much every single day.
Every day, y'all. She was on it with the questions.
I mean, I would write down questions. I mean, I was online. I started doing just Googling things about, you know, like lesbian mother-daughter relationships. But I think one of the things that I was really disappointed in Rhonda is, you know, she left her party. And then when I was calling her, she didn't return my phone calls. That was a real problem for me. And then
why? What was it such a big problem for you?
Because I wanted to hear your voice. I wanted to talk to you about it. I mean, I wanted to start asking questions because it was real. It was so real at the birthday party. Mm-hmm. Rhonda had this one girl, and some of the girls I did know. A lot of the girls I did know, but the ones that I did know, remember she was one of the young ladies that I did know. And Amber wanted some greens the day of the party. I made sure that I made her some greens. And then, you know, so then I found out that, you know, she was a lesbian too. And it was just like, I want my damn greens back. She just blew me away. Because again, the circle of friends that Rhonda was running around with, I didn't know. Rhonda had a secret life. She was a double agent. And
I was just trying to be me, that's all.
Right. So you guys, I know that she talked about her in the party line. What was her name? Insecure? Is that your name? What was her name? Sincere. She was sincere. And sincere. When I heard the stuff that some of the stuff I didn't know about.
Oh, why she say insecure?
Well, you know, hell, why does it matter?
Woo! I'm sorry, go ahead. So you learned a lot of stuff about me through story time.
Through story time, right? I didn't know that. That was just like, whoa, did you know that? Talking to your dad.
I know if you didn't know, I know Daddy didn't know.
And I was like, this girl was something else. And like the party line thing, Rhonda would be on the phone all hours of the night, early morning. I could go to the bathroom, wake up, and just check on Rhonda, just peek in her room on the phone, just giggling and just acting up, right? But you know what? I guess I'm a little slow. I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah. But I think that, I mean, so what would you say and give suggestions to anybody out there that's struggling with their children, either that they are, you know, they assume they might be, you know, maybe homosexual, bisexual, or their children just came out to them. What is something that you feel like that you could, you know, help them through this process?
Well, first and foremost, you have to communicate. I think that, like me, I wasn't direct. I had clues all along, but then they just didn't connect for me. Mm-hmm. So I think that parents, when they first see that their child may be, you know, into whatever relationship they're in, is to just talk to them directly, start asking questions, and ask the child to be honest. Because nothing is going to happen, because you know, it's your mother, it's your dad, they're still going to love you. But it's some people that aren't met with love. So I'm saying, like, or maybe the parent is struggling to love their child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do they continue to show that unconditional love? You know what I mean? Like, well, just like us. I mean, you have to just answer. You have to ask those questions and then understand where they're coming from. Be more understanding. Right. I mean, because the bottom line is that you love who you want to love. Mm-hmm. And I think that once that is said, then I think that it just opened a door for a better understanding.
Right. Which I can agree to. I mean, because I think about it in general, parents have the expectations for their children, period. Relationships, career. I think that it's hard as a parent not to, trying to envision your child's life and what you want them to do and accomplish, right?
Yeah, I mean, parents, you know, we work hard, we've done all this, we've given this kid the world, and then this is what happens.
And
Without having an understanding, it's like a slap in the face about your sexuality. You know?
I can understand that because it's something that you just, it was a lot of fear around it because you just had a lot of questions. And I think that once I was able to clarify a lot of things and just help you really understand, because the world for a long time did not paint gay people, lesbian people, bisexual people as regular people. We're just people who have issues. We just want to have sex. We're broken. We're this, we're that. We don't have our stuff together. It was just a very negative connotation. You know what I mean? And I could understand if that's all you've seen, that you're like, damn, I gave Rhonda this life and this is the path that you choose to be associated with all these negative things. So I can understand that. And that was the empathetic part of me trying to understand that, to see where you were coming from. And I'm just glad we got to a place of being able to communicate and hear one another out and be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy to hear your parent kind of like not understand where you're coming from, or like not want to hear you out. You know what I mean? Or to kind of turn their back on you, because it felt for a minute that you was turning your back on me and I didn't have you and daddy anymore, you know?
Well, it was just that I could say it was the day, that the night that you left. So that Sunday when I was calling you and I didn't get a call back, and you know, some of those thoughts did run into my mind. It's like, you know what, I don't care. You know, she's who she is, you know. And
you didn't keep trying to thinking about, because it was one point where my mom was like, don't come back to this house. So, I mean, you know, I felt like that I didn't have my mother anymore, you know, and I mean, I knew you were upset, but I'm like, damn, is this going to last? I mean, I can't imagine living my life without my parents. I mean, with my parents being alive and us not having a relationship, that just seems so far-fetched for me, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's just a, you know, lack of understanding, because I didn't have it. Like I said, you know, I know of people, but, you know, it didn't hit home. So it's just really important that you have open communication and just to listen. I mean, because like you told me some things that I didn't want to hear.
Yeah.
You know, but that's who you are. You have these, feelings, you know, for women all these years, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know it was hard for you to even hear that I was born a lesbian. That was really hard for her to hear that. I think that you were just like, wait, I mean, I think for some people, it kind of makes more sense to say that an event happened that led to you liking women, but it wasn't like that for me. I know that I've been a lesbian since I was a child, since I was a kid, since I was very young.
And it was one of the things that I had discussed with the therapist and stuff too, because I wanted to know, how could I find out if my child wasn't molested or you know, just raped. And so I was asking those questions to the therapist, but I also asked you those questions too.
You did, and I want to make it, just say this out to anybody as well, and I had to tell my mom this as well too, that the questions about molestation and rape and people, you know, being inappropriate with your child should not be limited to being homosexual. That's a question that has to be asked, period.
Right.
And making sure that your children are around the correct people who will not who will not violate them. So that's not limited to being homosexual at all. And I do feel like there's a lot of connotation around like, oh, well, you must have been touched, or you must have been this or that. And sometimes that just ain't the case. I just like women. That's it. That's just literally it. Nothing happened. This is how God put me here on this earth, and that's my truth, you know?
Right.
So,
and I'm happy that you were able to tell your truth. I'm happy that I was able to embrace it and then just go forward. So, you know, I had days and days of questions, you know. We talk to each other every day. And it's just like, okay, before we get into, you know, too far into this discussion, I had a list of questions.
Yeah. And I had to be open. Some questions I was very uncomfortable answering. But like I said, I had to really open that line of communication and answer things that my mom could wrap her mind around and really just had that understanding. Mom, can you give me a phone so I can ask those questions? I'm going to get into a couple of questions that some of the GPs have for my mom, so she can address them. And some of them may have already been answered. One of the questions were, did you feel cheated because you knew that I may not have any biological children and that you wouldn't have the grandmother experience?
No, I never felt that way because one, Rhonda being the only child, that doesn't have anything for her not having children, but I never thought that she wouldn't. And the grandmother experience, I have been experiencing that with just family members that, like my sister, my middle sister had passed away in '94, and so her children and her grandchildren are now my, grandchildren and great grandchildren. So, but for Rhonda, I know that, she wants to have children, and when that day happens and stuff, I'm ready to be the grandmother that I should be. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting on that moment.
Yeah, I know you're gonna be a great grandmother. Let's see. The question was, I think we answered this already, was did religion play a role in not accepting me at first? You said no, it's just a lack of understanding. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. The other question we have here is, how did you really feel when you suspected that I was a lesbian? Like, really, really feel? Because obviously things happened prior to my 25th birthday. How did it really feel to you that I might be into women?
Well, I was feeling maybe embarrassed. I felt embarrassed. I felt that that I felt as a parent, as raising you, maybe I missed something.
Okay. All right, next question is, how do you feel towards Keela? Are you supportive of our relationship, or do you feel like there's anything that should change?
I love Keela. Of the relationships that you've had, this is one that I feel that you have developed and grown, and to be a very strong and powerful relationship. Mm-hmm. There's nothing I would change, for her, because it's all been, for the good.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about her as a person?
Oh, she's sweet as pie.
Y'all just alike, really.
I love her. Yeah. Yes, she's a good-spirited person.
Yeah, she really is. So I just got a couple of questions from the GP fam. I know a lot of you just wanted to tune in to just hear what my mom had to say. Was there anything else that you wanted to add, Mom, before we wrap this video up?
Yeah, it was uncertain. It was a little rocky when I first found out, and I think that, to me, I took it as bad news, and wanted to pray and just have therapy and just wash all her feelings away. And now that I've embraced her sexuality, I never stopped loving her. She's always been my daughter.
I had to be patient with my mom, you know what I mean? And I felt like it was really important to give her analogies that would make her really see where I was coming from, because me being a lesbian is a part of who I am. It's not everything that I am. And I think that there are people on the receiving end of that, once they wrap their mind around that, like, dang, this is a small piece of who this person is, it really helps. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this helps somebody out there as well.
Right. It definitely does not define who you are.
Nope.
That's really,
it's just a little piece. That's it.
So hopefully for other parents that's struggling with this situation is that communicate and embrace it, and then love your child for who they are. It's just their sexuality. They're still your kids. It's the same person. Mm-hmm. Nothing ever changed.
Yep. They still have the same values, same intellect, same love, same everything, same heart, all of it. So anybody out there that's struggling, scared to come out of the closet, afraid to lose everything, I just encourage you to, when you feel ready to, share with your family, understand that it can get better. Things were not the best for me and my parents. They weren't. It was really hard. Really, really hard. Like, it really broke my heart to hear my mother say that I wasn't welcome to come back home again. But we were able to get past it, take it one day at a time. But also, too, I want to encourage anybody out there that you don't have to be your family's punching bag. You don't have to take the negative things, them bullying you, harassing you. You don't have to take that from your family because they're your family. So I want to encourage you as well, just to stand up for yourself and give yourself space if you need it from your family. But absolutely, you can come on the other side of it, and we are proof of that. So,
and I want to just say one other thing is that, Rhonda coming out of the closet and stuff really made us stronger than ever. Yep. Man, I'm telling you, this is my ride or die right here.
That's
I
right.
love this girl to death.
I love my mama too.
Yes.
I do. Like, I know I can count on my mama for anything, and she can count on me for anything too. So I hope that this video is helpful for you guys. I hope that it gives you, gives us more insight to me, to our relationship, to what we've gone through. Did we answer every aspect of everything? No, but hopefully this is a good peek into a little more details about what happened and me coming out. All right.
Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, you guys. We got to continue our time out here in Hawaii, and I'll be back on Friday, you guys. So Mom might be in that video too. I'm not sure, but we're gonna try to squeeze another video in. But if not, it'll just be me. So I hope that's good enough for y'all. Okay, I know how much y'all love Auntie Niecy. So make sure you guys check the description box below for all the information about shopping on our website. And I'll see y'all on Friday. Until then, you guys, be good to yourself. Peace.
Peace. Love you.
Love you.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they